Welcome to this episode of Inside the Music. Today we're speaking with...
I'm Asia. Hey, I'm not Asia. He's Asia. I'm Paul.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
Paul and Asia from Iron Giant.
Shit joke. Started the interview with a real shit joke. Oh well.
No, thank you for having us. Nice to be here. Nice to be home, too.
Great start, great start. So you guys have just released your third album. How does that feel?
Feels a bit old. You know, been around the block a bit now. So, yep. Feels good to have it out though. Took us a while to do it. About a year. So, yeah. Nice to have it out.
So the songs on the album, have you been working on those for a long time, or was that just from the period you started on the album?
I did. For me, it's a weird experience. Like, I didn't have any input on the writing of the album and stuff, but I went over in 2016, did the vocals in October for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then, like, you know, some songs I was hearing for the first time, but yeah, Paul and Shelton have been laying down the work over there, and it kind of makes it easier, but it's a weird feeling from my perspective going into like their work and doing, you know, vocals and stuff. But like the outcome has been awesome though, and the feedback from it's been really good too. So, you know, I've just put my trust in these guys to let them do what they do.
So is it a bit like doing a cover song to a song you've never heard before?
Kind of, yeah. Like for me, there are lyrics already there, and it was just like, oh, okay, cool. And I'd just sing a lot. There was a lot of back and forth, like, you know, maybe add this to it. What about this? Does this work? Does that work? So, and they're very open to letting me throw some things in there and give it a go.
I mean, like, we, in an ideal world, we would have just all got together and written the album, but the way that things have worked out, Asia lives in Sydney, I live in London, and Shelton's back and forth between, you know, London and Auckland, so you know, we didn't really have that luxury of being able to get together. So you know, the album just kind of happened in 2016. Like, you know, Shelton was really pushing for it. You know, we, you know, for those who don't know the backstory, we'd, you know, had our original singer Ed leave, and we tried out we had a new guy with Ryan. That didn't work out, and at the same time that Ryan came on board, Asia came back playing guitar. So because Ryan wasn't available for this Homegrown show, Asia stepped up, did lead vocals at Homegrown. That show was a lot of fun, and we were like, well, we could do some recordings. So that's where the idea started, and then we just started writing some stuff in 2016. We got a friend of ours from Berlin, Hannes Couch. He's a really great, you know, guitarist and producer, and he came and worked on songs with us, music with us. So, you know, he was involved. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's funny though, that Homegrown show, like, and I forgot about that. Like, a lot rested on that. Like, if I went up there and just went blah and it was terrible, then we probably wouldn't have carried on.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, you did a really good job. And then the next year, of course, like that wanted to start everything. The next year, like we were really disappointed with our performance at Homegrown, and like we got really like a lukewarm review from Alex Moulton for that, and you know. Yeah.
My bad.
How are you, prick?
I was like, nah, it's right, like, you know. But it was a kick in the ass.
Yeah, no,
it was a kick in the ass that we needed.
Sadly we had to agree. We were shooting a video there, but we were disappointed because we're like, you know, we've been around quite a while and we've played good shows at times, mostly good shows. So we were really disappointed, you know. So like this, you know, we're in this rehearsal room tonight and we're working on the Homegrown set. We're playing in you know, Tauranga on Thursday night, so we've got a show beforehand this time, and we can, you know,
a warm up.
Like, but I think probably we're going to do a few things differently this year at Homegrown, and we're going to make sure that we're nice and quiet backstage before we just us, you know, just getting ready for the show, and no shooting videos and no mucking around and no distractions. Just focus on being the best I Am Giant for, you know, all the people who have liked our songs and have come to see us. Yeah, so. That's kind of like my way of saying, you know, so it's all right about the interview. You don't have to feel bad anymore. Yeah.
That's good. I always worried I might have been the reason you guys are breaking up, you know?
Nah.
No need to zoom in on me here.
We saw his beard and we're like, nah, there's no point. Let's just quit.
You can't hate this beard.
Yeah.
So Homegrown is all part of your final New Zealand tour.
Yep.
So is this going to be the end, or do you think I Am Giant will be back?
I don't think we can really be back.
I'm open to it. I mean, like, because we've been working together and writing together for so long. Like, you know, this might stop, but you know, who knows? A couple of years, you might get the itch again, or you know, might just miss each other.
Hopefully, I'll see you. I'll come to Sydney, mate.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, I think you know, maybe we can look at in the future, you know, doing some shows with Ed again as well. I don't know. We'll see.
I'd be open to that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like to do the original lineup thing.
Mm.
I think we'd all maybe, you know, it should be okay. In the short term, we've just been focusing on this record, get it out. 'Cause, you know, it was a lot of effort. It's a great record. We're really happy with it. Get it out and tour it, and you know, do this one last tour of New Zealand. Yeah.
Any stops on the tour you're particularly looking forward to?
Hamilton, Homegrown will just be awesome. Just the main spots, just because we like them. But there's a few in there that we haven't, or I haven't been to, like Nelson.
So you and I played there in
Nelson.
Stylus at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We drove up after the Christchurch gig. We haven't been. We've done Rewalker shows with She Had, but we were going to Greymouth, mate, for the first time.
Greymouth, yeah.
Like I went to Greymouth with Tadpole in 2001. I wonder how it's changed. I can't wait to see. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to doing the Auckland show. You know, obviously it's our hometown, and we're playing at Galatos. You know, sadly King's Arms is no more.
Yeah.
So we're at Galatos, and that was actually the last time I played at Galatos was with Stylus, and in 2004 for our first album release.
Whoa.
So you know, it was like a bit of a
lot of nostalgia there.
memory lane.
yeah, yeah, nostalgia.
But yeah, just anywhere and I guess it's the same for Paul. But you know, living away from home, it's just cool to come back and play anywhere. Like, you know, I'm not picking out any spots I want to play in particular. I just want to go out and play wherever we can and wherever they'll let us. Yeah.
Christchurch
Get
proving
some
popular as
get
well?
get some countryside road trips happening. Get some music playing. You know, I just love those moments of being in New Zealand. I miss those moments of like doing road trips and traveling and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
And you guys are doing 2 shows in Christchurch.
Yeah, because the first one, you know, is selling really well. We thought we were probably going to sell out, so we thought, let's add a second show. And we've changed the venue. It's at Sullivan's now. Like my friend Andrew Geldard, he had a new bar. Was part of the Armadillo's restaurant chain down there. He's a really good guy. He was going to have us in his new venue, but they had some noise issues. So, you know, we're noisy. So, off to Sullivan's.
That's without the PA as well.
That's without instruments as well.
Yeah, no instruments. It's that loud.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, going back to the recording of your album, were there any particularly difficult songs or songs that are more challenging than others?
Yeah, I mean, Asia did an amazing job coming over and like spending about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, just singing every day and didn't lose his voice. And I've produced a lot of bands and I've worked with a lot of artists, and like our singers tend to like, you know, how do I put it? Complain a lot, you know, and issues with their voice and. So he was just like brutal. Asia just went rah and smashed it. It was really good. But
there was might have been one for me where I went out the night before, and caught you know, having, you know, got a lot of friends over there. Haven't seen them in a long time, couple of years. Like, oh, how's it going? Asia, on drink? Yeah, cool. Drink turns into 10, 20, whatever. And before I got to the recording session the next day, I had to go to like a off license and grab a water and a Red Bull, sit outside for 10 minutes and just get some air. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Go back in, do vocals. But I was behind a little booth thing. So in between takes, I would have been like, yeah, blah 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 blah, and then like when Paul's like, all right, I'm just gonna comp these vocals, I'd be like, yeah, and yeah, like, but vocally, no real challenges. Just whatever they threw at me, I just had to be kind of ready. Yeah, you want to try this? You want to try that? You want to try that with a scream? You want to try that with like a scream and key or something like that? But yeah, it wasn't challenging, but it was more just experimenting with different things in my voice, and like I'm used to screaming in bands, but so singing in tune is always a hard thing for me. Yeah.
I think he pitched really well, mate. He sang in tune really well. Yeah. Because I was the one that had to put it all together. Those like 3 weeks with Asia were really fun. Shelton was there every single day, and he was like, he was really involved in
Prasheen with us.
Yeah,
from
like
Australia?
our friend Prasheen was on. There's some periods where I got to like just lie on the couch, but hard part with the record for me was when everybody like went home, and that was in October, and then left me with all the rest of the work to do, like it was a lot of backing vocals. I hadn't played any bass, and it's just a lot of like sorting out, tidying up. Oh, and that took me like, and I had to record cellos, violins, all that stuff to make it a record. That took me through till like the following like year. I did like there's periods for a few months I left it. I had to like do other work in that. But yeah, I remember like sort of this time last year I was trying to get it done, and it was hard. Yeah, and I was kind of just in there on my own. And it's probably like less fun when you're on your own. You're just like no mates and.
There's a few times where I'd get a text or a message with an audio file and be like, all right, what do you think about this? And I'd listen to it and I'd go, cool, sounds good. From me, yeah, which was cool because like that was my progress report.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are we? How's it going? It's been like a year now since I did those vocals, and and then it'd send me snippets here and there, which is cool and exciting because each time I'd be like, oh, what's it gonna be now? And like I said, some of the songs I was learning and hearing for the first time. So when it came back fully mixed or a mix of it, then I would get familiar with the song again and I'd be like, oh, cool, this is going to be awesome.
Man, we had this thing with the guitars where we'd written these songs, right? We'd written these sort of outlines, layouts. And we had like some old songs from back in the day. And we went over to Berlin to record drums for 4 tracks. We ended up recording drums for 10 tracks. And our mate Hannes was over there, and he was just like right into it. So he just caught the plane back to London with us, and he came and like stayed at like Shelton's place, and with his guitar, and he was putting down ideas, just sketching down ideas for the record. And they were really like it was a really good attitude and really sort of vibey. And it was a little bit rough in places, but he's a really good player, so it just sounded musical and it was sounding great. And then his idea was to go back to Germany and play them all in again properly.
Yeah.
And the first song he did, he sent it back. And then you hear people say this so much, he'd cleaned it up so much it was just like sterile. It was like really precision and it was like just didn't sound right. And it was like sounded a bit like Alter Bridge or something. I don't know. Not how he wanted it to sound. Yeah. And we were like, dude, it's too precise and clean. So we actually ended up using so much of his just sketch guitar tracks and. Yeah, so I think that's like maybe his guitaring is really cool, and he did a lot. It wasn't done. I mean he refined bits over the year, but yeah, largely it was all done sort of within sort of one inspired period. I don't know why I did that little circle on my finger then, but
giant full stop, like a period.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, we'll carry on. What do you got?
So it's a different way of coming up with guitar parts for it. Did you take any other sort of different methods, seeing as this was the last album, the last chance of the Iron Giant?
New back then, yeah.
Man, you know what? I did take some new methods. I just went like, Hannes, you do the guitars, like instead, and probably lighten up my what do you call it? Stranglehold. I don't know. Like in the last album, Science of Survival, we took Michael Trippinell to the studio with us in France, and he played like a lot of the guitars. But there were so many guitars on that record. I played a lot of the guitars too. Like sometimes, me and him was sitting in the studio for ages. Like sometimes he'd play, sometimes I'd play. So we kind of split the duties. But there's so many guitars. But this record, we kept the guitar tracks down. So like less guitar tracks and like more focus on the individual tracks having some character, So yeah.
So with your live shows, will you still have 2 guitars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 guitars was always something we wanted to do. I just think we like when we started out, I just don't think we knew how to go about doing it. Also, taking 2 guitarists around means like 2 dudes are eating and drinking you.
You're being very kind
Yeah.
because Asian and Shelton always liked the idea.
Yeah,
But I was just like, oh, 1 guitarist is enough, man. Like 1 lead singer's enough, 1 guitarist is enough, 1 drummer, it'll define things.
I get where Paul's coming from. I guess it was like he was worried he's going to be overshadowed by 2 dudes just like like looking at each other like yeah, and Paul's in the middle like, oh, I'm stuck between these 2
Sure enough,
guitarists.
band practice yesterday.
I was going to say that's exactly like that time I watched you guys practice for the last homegrown.
Yeah.
You and Andrew.
Fish, yeah.
Yeah.
For just really. But like the songs are written that way, so it makes sense to add the other guitarists, and we're very lucky to have guitarists step up whenever we need them. Yeah, depending on where we are. But yeah, we're a weird band. I've had trouble explaining this to people in Sydney, like, oh, you play in this band? Okay, cool. When can we see you? Well, you can't because drummer and the bass player are in London. I'm here in Sydney, and we don't really have a guy here, so we'd have to fly that guy Fish over from Auckland to Sydney. We're a weird band, but you know, we do what we do because we love it, and I love traveling, love everything about it. Yeah.
So, where else will you be touring after New Zealand?
Well, we're looking at doing a European tour in August. We've got 1 festival in the Ukraine booked in the first week of August. That's the starting point, and we're just sorting out the rest now. I've never been to Ukraine before.
Neither.
No, neither.
No. So I'm looking forward to that. Yep, I wear my Klitschko t-shirt. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, have you got any surprises in the set list? We're going to hear some songs that don't normally get performed.
Yes, you are, and we're not telling you, but that's his fault. He wrote the set list, and it's cool. It's nice playing some of the songs that are like,
For me, just looking over like the first 2 albums, I was like, we don't play that song. We've never played that song. Why haven't we played that song? So I've just pulled out a few here and there just because, I just want to vocally give those songs a go. And also because I know there's people out there that are asking for them. Last week I had to watch a whole bunch of videos. I watched a couple of videos of Ed singing just so I could try take it on from his perspective. But it was cool seeing those videos. And yeah, like there's songs that we just haven't played for years. So yeah, there's a few there I've pulled out. Yeah, can't wait to play them. It'll be cool.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you for coming and having a hang.
Good luck with your homegrown and the rest of your tour. And
Yeah, thanks. Can't wait.
We'll see you there, mate.
catch you guys at Tauranga.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome.
Awesome.
See?